All right. So, um, when you told me to ask questions potentially for my reading and think of things that I might want to know, I started thinking of what kinds of items you could even ask. What are some of the top things that you get asked from people asking for a reading?
People are always wondering about how a loved one is doing on the other side. If they're okay, if they can hear them, if they approve of what they're doing. And always the other side comes through with love. The overarching theme that we receive from Spirit is we're fine and we love you. We want you to be happy. We want you to have a life of joy and happiness. So it's always positive things that seem to come through. Sometimes I will perceive something dark and I have to determine how much do I share. And I've learned it's a delicate dance to know how much to say. For example, I remember a really tough reading I was in over my head. I was too new with a couple that were very tough, scary looking Harley Davidson motorcycle-y, scary tattooed looking people. Mm-hmm. And once they sat down, they weren't scary at all. What they were broken because they had lost a 3-year-old child. They didn't share how he was lost, but I got that it was some kind of a sickness. And it just broke them. They were never the same. And so what that showed me, and I learned from every reading that I do, but it kind of made me have to look in the mirror and say, why are you judging the Harley Davidson tattooey people? Because they came there for such a high, special, sacred reason. And so what came through with that was to share with them how their son is doing. And I could see that it gave them a little bit of solace. So an example of when I held something back was in working with a young man recently who was telling me a lot of things that I wish I didn't know. And I had to say to him, you can make those choices if you want. We all have free choice. But if you want to get to a higher place like you say you want to, then you have to lay off this behavior and that behavior and those things that you're doing. But usually it's very positive. People don't usually come for a reading unless they're open to what I have to say. And so then it usually goes pretty well.